Okay, so people who know me personally know what I do for work, and sometimes will ask me, so how do you guys make like computer programs? Sometimes they'll mention that they did like a coding class in school, but it was mostly just like exercises. They don't really know how to get these programs running on their own actual machine. I'm going to be using Windows here. It's a fairly new install. Um, since Windows is kind of more noob friendly, I guess. Probably the people on Linux are not asking. It's already installed on most Linux distributions. Um, so anyways, I mean, I would really start by just going to python.com, right? Python.org actually. Um, since lots of people like to start with Python, right? I'm going to show you how to run Python programs. Um, Python is pretty cool because it is kind of platform independent. So you could run it on the same Python code on a Apple machine or on an Intel machine or on a Raspberry Pi or like and some sort of like microprocessor, certain microprocessors. They have like a MicroPython. But anyways, um, it's kind of a higher level language that will, in an intermediate step, kind of it'll evaluate each line of Python code and translate it to code that can actually be understood by the computer. So if it's in the case of my computer, right, we can look at what type of computer I have in settings. I have a 64-bit operating system with an x64, excuse me, based processor. x64 is the architecture, so that's the basically assembly language that's being sent to the um, processor. But we don't really want to learn assembly language right now because it's kind of complicated. People like Python. So I'll start there. Again, I'm on Windows, so I'll just start with the stable release. It's cool to install instead of trying to do like a portable thing. Again, we saw I'm on a 64-bit machine, but if you want to check, again, you would go to Settings, About, and System Type. I think the download is finished. Okay. I'm going to use my admin privileges. I'll add Python to the path. That's generally helpful. Now, okay. So at that point, I should be able to type for Python. Okay, wow. And they have like programs, GUI programs. This just shows up out of nowhere. This program is actually stored. Let's see. If I recall, the default location was we'll start from my C drive, my local drive, where my OS is installed. So I have hidden items displayed, but it'd be in users, I'm Ben, app data, I believe, local programs, and here we see Python 3.3, and we could just do the same thing if we just click this. It launches the shell, right? And from there we can do Python stuff. We can say like hello, print, hello, whoa. But that's not so cool. You're just running it in like a shell. I mean, it's like a glorified calculator at that point. You can say like A equals 1, 2, 3, B equals 555, what's A plus B, what's A minus B, right? In this video, I'm not really going to show you how to program, just how to run these programs. So anyways, at that point, you might go to your documents folder, right? Specifically, again, we'll start from the C drive, users, your home user, your user home, excuse me, documents. I can make a new text document. It's kind of annoying. What I'll really do, I think, is we can just open up any notepad, any text editor, right? We'll say if name equals main, and hello world. Now I'm gonna save that file as, I'm gonna save it as a, well, we'll save all files. Again, to documents. We're gonna call this, I don't know, hello pi. Right, okay. Hello. So we can open a command prompt. Can we run oh, okay. Doesn't like it out of the box. So again, we'll go to our new freshly installed location, users. What programs? Yes, okay. So we could technically use that executable, right? It's going to be the interpreter that translates this code into machine code. Hello world. So if, I don't know, on Windows they're dumb if you just do, oh, Python, that works. Do just not Python exe. Okay. Let's just try. Okay, not Python. And that's because the executable is called Python, not Python 3. It's just Python 3.dll. Can be confusing, but anyways, so now, yeah, we can like make files and run them from our shell. That's like the base of it, right? A lot of, you know, a software developer's time is spent just kind of in a text editor, you know, writing away code. So this if name equals main is basically the entry point. So when you load it from the terminal, because I mean, you'll see later on your studies, you can kind of include files from one another. But if it's, the main entry point, you want to start here. You need this kind of header. And then everything after that will start getting, will get executed. Yeah. So as a software developer, though, you're not really going to use Notepad. People would like laugh at you. You're going to use an IDE, right? So this comes with idle, integrated development something environment, right? And you can, again, it's just like the shell, right? Okay, 1 plus 2, yeah, right. It's the same as the shell, it's just like in, I don't know, slightly more helpful form. Again, nobody uses that professionally. They'll use a IDE such as Visual Studio Code. There's other ones out there like PyCharm or whatever, but VS Code works with a lot of different languages, so it's a favorite for that. It's my personal favorite. So. Alright, again, we're seeing our installation to users then app data local programs, and then we'll see it's Microsoft VS Code. Okay. Install. Okay. Add to Azure. Register code as editor. Open with code. Okay. Yeah, requires shell restart. Yeah, that's just the shell restart. So it should be fine. I'm gonna install. We'll launch Visual Studio. Okay. So now I can like go back to my documents folder. Yes, just. And I see my hello world.py. Right, and how can I run this? There's a run tool, but honestly, maybe this shows I'm a noob junior. But I'll just say, yeah, like Python. Hello.py. Sorry, again, my habit from Linux. What? Let's go back to our path. Environment path. Okay, I'm back. We can see Visual Studio is like easily searchable. I can run a terminal. That's gonna open up here. Alright, now let's give it a try. Python 3, right? It's ls, okay, hello.py. Hey, I'll remind you, ls, not only with PowerShell, not with command prompt. But anyways, we'll say Python hello.py. Okay, it works. We should have just rebooted. Yeah, after installing Python and installing Visual Studio. Yeah, because it updates in both of the path and environment variables. But lesson learned. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, so now the last step would be to start installing like third-party libraries. So like we could look at like you probably heard of NumPy. Let's look at install. Right, you can just pip install NumPy. You could actually look in the pip repository, NumPy pip. Because you should have gotten pip with your installation, right? So I'm just going to pip install NumPy, literally copying. But I'm going to say Python 3 or Python-m. Right, so I'm running pip through Python. -m means run a module. So pip is a Python module. That's a Python package manager. It says successfully installed. So now I can say import NumPy. And then I can like, I don't know, what should I do? I can make an array. Well, I mean, let me just look at an example off of their website. Yeah, I mean, you can make nested arrays, but what if I want to do, oh, you could do the linspace thing. Range, yeah, numpy.0, so this is easy. Right, okay, so now I've got a vector of 2, let's make it 3 zeros, but you can also add, because it's numpy now, so like, I think it'll be element-wise, so now they'll all be 5. Yeah, perfect. A lot of times you see import numpy as np, that's why even in the example it said np, so we can do that. That's fine. But okay, last thing, a lot of times you don't want to install directly to your root because if you're downloading Python software from different like sources, different open source sources, different Git repositories, they'll have requirements for you, different dependencies, and a lot of times the versions will conflict. So they made this awesome thing called the virtual environment, right? To make that, you can say Python -m bend. I always call my virtual environment bends. This is just a folder name. All right, so I made this then. And then how do I even do this in Windows? I guess I would just run activate.bat. And then let's see, can we run Python hello.py? Something tells me it might not have been activated. Oh, because we're in PowerShell. Let's just Google it because I'm not so familiar. activate script. Using PowerShell, there's a o.ps1. Okay, activate.ps1. That makes sense. Running scripts is disabled on this system. Yo, that's a problem, clearly. Yes, we're developers, so we're gonna say yes. Okay. Now, let's do this. Okay, perfect. So this VNV thing says we're in our virtual environment now. So if I try to run this, it's actually gonna say we don't have this installed anymore because all the libraries, they go in here. So we would have to basically again say pip install numpy. We can do the same thing with, I'll just show pandas because that's another popular one. Yeah, you just put install pandas, okay. And we'll look at a little example. We'll look at the user guide. Okay, yeah, just some silly data frame stuff. We'll define a data frame, print the data frame. Not much spectacular. But okay, perfect. At this point, I think I've given a pretty good intro. You guys have seen me, you know, troubleshoot, struggle. It's not really edited, but it didn't take so long. It's not so difficult, I think. Yeah, you'll do fine.